Hello everyone, my name is Dave and welcome to the YouTube channel Anamar and Amos, and speaking with you today from the heart, the seat of the soul. I trust that you're all well and thanks for joining me today. Thanks very much for all the likes, shares and subscribers to the channel. I really appreciate that, and it helps to keep me inspired and to find new information to talk about. Today, ladies and gents, I'm going to draw something from Tom Chetwynd's book, Dictionary for Dreamers, which is behind me on this board. There's 4 pages of information, so please bear with me as I go through it. And the subject matter is archetypes in dreams, so I'll just turn to that. There are 3 main ingredients of the individual's personality that appear in dreams of separate figures. Sometimes as people the dreamer knows, sometimes as fictitious characters or personifications, more rarely as other images. The worst side of the individual is being called his or her shadow archetype, and is the personification of the worst side, the faults and the weaknesses of the dreamer. Next is the anamar, or in the case of a woman, the animus, the anamar being the female aspect of a man, the animus being the male aspect of a woman. Is the embodiment of whatever is of the opposite sex within the dreamer. In a man, it will be all that is feminine and emotional in him. In a woman will be her masculine attributes. Finally, there is the ideal or true self, the highest potential that the individual is capable of attaining and that may communicate with them through their dreams. Although the self starts as a vague figure of potential standing somewhere in the future, once the other 2 figures have been properly integrated into the personality, the person may become the whole, real, many-sided self. Once the dream figures are pointed to a reality that lies beyond them, they will have served their purpose and so be unlikely to appear in dreams again. Because the chief quality of the inner being is energy, each of these dream figures represents a different aspect of the vital forces at the individual's disposal, and each can galvanize this energy for the individual. When approaching the archetypal figures, it is important to bear in mind the healthy person's final aim or goal. Every aspect of the personality should thrive in its own domain without encroaching on the territory of the others. The continual conflict along the borders should temper and strengthen the character, and all the parts having first been clearly differentiated and known should ultimately become related to and integrated into the whole personality, which is the center of which is the self, the true self, higher self, rather than the ego. Though confusingly, selfishness, self-interest, self-centeredness, etc. are related more to the ego, egocentricity, and not the true self. The ego, the I of the dream, the ego is above all only a part of the whole self, and its conflict with other forces within the personality figures predominantly in their dreams. The most common abuse of the ego is for it to exaggerate its own separateness and engulf all other aspects of the self. This leads to a rigid, distorted, and materialistic outlook at the expense of what is equally real, though insubstantial, namely the potential and the spiritual realms. It also leads to egotism, difficulty in trusting other people or relating to them, and too little loving acceptance. This one-sidedness can be compensated for by making as much room as possible for dreams or any manifestations of the unconscious. That, ladies and gents, was a very brief run through of Tom Chetwynd's work, and thanks very much for staying with me. Hopefully you gained some insights from that you can use for yourself or for family and friends. And I wish you a good day, take good care of yourself, and hope to see you again. Bye for now.